Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance. For a long time now, Honor players have been waiting for something that could give the faction another real boost. New heroes have arrived, new relics have completely changed the way certain teams are played, and naturally the big question became: when is Honor getting its turn? Well, today we finally have our first complete look at Tristan's brand new relics. Now, before we begin, I want to make something very clear. This isn't a testing video. The relics aren't available yet, which means today we're not here to tell you whether Tristan suddenly becomes meta, whether these are must-have relics, or whether you should spend every relic shard you've been saving. That would simply be speculation. And that's not what we do here at Olympus Alliance. Today, we're simply going to break down every relic, explain exactly what each one brings to Tristan's kit, and take our first look at the direction the developers are taking one of Honor's most important heroes. Then tomorrow, the real work begins. We'll jump into the battlefield, test every interaction, every synergy, and every mechanic to find out how these relics actually perform in real battles. So, let's see what Tristan is bringing to the Dominion. Right from his very first relic, one thing immediately stood out to me. The developers clearly want Tristan to become another strong answer against magic-based teams. Every 11 seconds, he applies silence to the enemy with the highest magic penetration, or, if there isn't one, the furthest enemy on the battlefield. Nearby enemies are also affected, while everyone caught inside the ability takes physical damage. Silence has always been one of the strongest control effects in Hero Wars because it doesn't simply reduce damage. It interrupts abilities altogether. Heroes can't execute their rotations properly, and teams that depend heavily on abilities suddenly lose their rhythm. It's a very interesting direction for Tristan, and honestly, it immediately makes you start thinking about where he could fit in the current meta. Then we move to his second relic, and instead of introducing a completely new mechanic, the developers decided to strengthen what already exists. The nearby enemies affected by the first relic now remain silenced for 4 seconds, while the damage also increases. Sometimes, the strongest upgrades aren't flashy. They're simply making an already good mechanic even more consistent. Longer silence means more interrupted abilities. More interrupted abilities mean more pressure. And more pressure usually means your team controls the pace of the fight. Now things become even more interesting. His third relic starts looking beyond Tristan himself and begins supporting the rest of the team. Whenever this effect is triggered, allies whose physical attack is higher than their magic attack receive 30% of the energy Tristan gains. And that immediately caught my attention. Energy is one of the most valuable resources in Hero Wars. The faster your heroes gain energy, the faster they reach their ultimates. And the faster they use those ultimates, the faster your entire team begins taking control of the battle. Rather than simply making Tristan stronger as an individual hero, this relic has the potential to accelerate the entire physical team around him. Exactly how impactful that becomes, we'll find out tomorrow once we begin testing. And finally, we arrive at the relic everyone always wants to see. Level 30. This one introduces a completely new interaction. Whenever Tristan or one of his allies penetrates an enemy's armor, that enemy immediately takes additional damage equal to 200% of the amount by which the armor penetration exceeds the target's armor. At first glance, this immediately pushes your mind toward team building. Which physical heroes generate the highest armor penetration? Which honor compositions can take the greatest advantage of this mechanic? Could this become another reason to build around armor penetration-based teams? Those are exactly the questions we'll be answering tomorrow. because while these mechanics certainly look promising on paper, paper has fooled us before. And that's why we always say the same thing. Descriptions don't win battles. Testing does. Overall, I really like the direction these relics are taking. More control. More team support. And a brand new level 30 mechanic that could potentially reward well-built physical compositions. But whether that translates into a major buff for the Honor faction, we'll discover that together very soon. Now I want to hear from you, Guardians. What was your first impression after seeing Tristan's relics? Which one caught your attention the most? And do you think Honor is finally receiving the boost players have been waiting for? Leave your thoughts down in the comments, because tomorrow we'll be back with full gameplay, full testing, and our final verdict after seeing these relics in action. Until then, stay tuned. Stay sharp. Salute and friendship.
They must have summoned you to interrogate me, eh? Well, I'm glad to cooperate. I'll tell you everything you need to know. Your dominion will burn. Everyone you know will die. And there is nothing you can do to stop this. Ooh, so we finally get to torturing. What is this cute trinket of yours?
Why don't you take a closer look? Recognize someone familiar?
It can't be. What did you do to them?
I made them cooperate. Just as I will make you.
No, please, I'll talk. I will, promise. The Archdemon, he's planning
We know, and we are ready. As for you, you will serve the light now. Embrace your new purpose.